Howdy, I'm Mar, and welcome to Elementally Intuitive Movement on KidPass. So today we're starting out at the very beginning, which is level O, and focusing on the foundation of breath. So we're going to be doing levels 1 through 5, well, O through 5, which is 6 levels, thinking about our breath as we're doing it. And so as we're breathing, what we want to do is breathe through our nostrils. Inhale in, exhale out, or you can exhale through your mouth. When you exhale through your mouth, you can make sounds if you want to, which is vagalizing is what I call it. I go, oh. When you make sounds, make sure they can feel it in your tummy. Oh, if you want to, or you don't have to. You don't have to make sounds if you don't want to. Just inhale through your nose, exhale through your nose. Our noses are filters, so the more slowly that we inhale through our noses, the better they serve as filters for us. Nitric oxide is also produced inside our nasal cavity when we're breathing through our noses. So we're breathing in slowly through our noses. It gives our bodies an opportunity to produce more of that nitric oxide, which is really important for our overall health. So that's important. So we're going to be thinking about our breathing as we're doing all of our movements. In level O, our hands are connected. And our hands can be connected either like this, or just fingertips. There's so many different ways that we can have our hands connected, but at the same time, there's only so many ways that we can have our hands connected. So we're going to experiment and explore with all the different ways that we can have our hands connected. And as we're doing that, we're also going to make sure that our feet are perpendicular to our knees. So that means that our knees, our knees are like this, and our feet are lined up underneath our knees. So that way the force that is created when we're moving, or even just pressing down without taking steps, we're generating force upon the earth, which then pushes back at us, which is called ground reaction force. So we want that force to travel evenly through our knees, so that way the cartilage, which is the supporting tissue, the cushion tissue that helps keep our knees moving, but as well just keeps things functioning. We don't want that to wear out or wear uneven. So the more even we are as we step, the more even the wear is on our knees. So part of what we're doing with EIM is training our bodies to distribute the force of our movements more evenly through our bodies. So there's that. And then we're also going to be hinging at our hips. So anytime we're bending, we want to make sure that our spines are straight as we can make them. Instead of curved, we're not curving down, we're hinging. And we're supporting our spines not only with our back muscles, but also with our core muscles here in the front, our center, and providing support there. So as we're moving, we're thinking about our feet. We're going to check in with our feet periodically. We're going to check in with here, but predominantly we're going to check in with our breath. If our feet aren't necessarily in the best place, that's okay. We'll start figuring out. You'll feel your body talking to you as you recognize what doesn't feel comfortable. Most importantly, inhale through the nostrils, exhale through the mouth or the nostrils, whichever works best for you. And another part too that we're going to work on is always keeping our base in motion, even if our base is planted, our base being our feet. So this is the lower foundation here. And even though our feet are planted, they're stationary, we're still moving that lower body around. And so as we're moving our lower body around, we're engaging muscles that help to move the thighs, which come off of the center of our bodies. We're just keeping things moving. It's also helping to lubricate our joints. Our ankles and our knees and our hips are getting mobilized very gently, which helps the joints produce synovial fluid, which keeps them lubricated so they stay moving and mobile. We're also gently warming up our muscles, and we're gently warming up the interstitial fluid, which is the ground substance that's in between everything. That when we're still and it's kind of cold, is stiff and we don't move as fluidly as when it's warmed up. So this is a way to keep that moving, warm that up, encourage synovial fluid production, and get a sense of feel for keeping and maintaining that motion. Now we add in our hands with our O hands. And with our O hands, we can do our warm up, which is our shimmy. We're gonna push ourselves from side to side. And by pushing from side to side, we're getting everything moving. Now once we've gotten everything moving from our arms, what we're gonna do is see if we can keep it moving without our arms. And try to keep your head still. Don't let your head shake from side to side. Keep your head still and the rest of your body moving. And this is our shimmy, and we can shimmy really gently. We can shimmy to one side. We can shimmy to the other side. Shimmy in the middle. Shimmy down a little bit. Shimmy up, shimmy down, shimmy more intensely. And now, we're not going to shimmy so much, we're going to still the shimmy, and we're just going to move our arms. We're just going to move our arms, and I call this one wacky arms. Now, both shimmy and wacky arms help our bodies process tension, help our bodies process nervous tension. Because we're mammals. So part of how our bodies know that we're no longer in danger if we feel tension or stress is they shake. That's what animals do. But sometimes we forget to do that ourselves. We forget to shake it off. And once we get our arms moving, our whole body kind of starts going. So before we know it, we're doing shimmy and we're doing wacky arms at the same time. But right now we're just kind of focusing on our arms. First we're focusing on the shimmy, paying attention to the shimmy part. Now we're just paying attention to the arm part and keeping our arms moving. We're waving and saying hi, hi, hello, hello, how are you, hello, hi. Waving, waving, waving behind, say hi, hi to the people behind us too. And now add in the shimmy and the arms at the same time. Oh, and so really now it's a really great cardiovascular workout that you can do without even picking up your feet, because I haven't picked up my feet. I've just been in one spot. And between the shimmy and the wacky arms, I've got my heart rate going and my whole body is getting mobilized. So that's a really good way. Oh, can you feel that? Feel the blood flow in your hands? Feel that tingling? Yeah, we got the blood moving in our bodies, and that's good. That's good because our blood is carrying oxygen. That, because we've been breathing through our noses, is also carrying nitric oxide through to our tissues, which is important. Oh, hands. Sometimes we forget and we drop balls, and that's okay. Part of EIM is getting practiced with being okay with making mistakes. Like sometimes, like just then, I forgot. We're doing O hands. So, O. So many ways to O. What we're doing with EIM is exploring space, and you're exploring your sphere. And we're doing it with curiosity, because we are finding maps. We're creating maps, discovering routes and roads of motion within our own specific particular spheres. Because everybody is different. Everybody has different dimensions, different proportions, and they change over time. So it's good for us to practice being adaptable and adapting to changes. As we practice our first 3 levels of EIM, O, 1, and 2, we focus more on the upper body and what we're doing with our arms. Our feet our stable foundations, our stable bases, they're stationary. We can shift position, but once we shift position, we stay there and then we explore. And you don't have to do what I'm doing. What I'm doing is just an example of a way to explore space. But your sphere is your sphere, so feel free to explore your sphere in the way that feels comfortable for you. If something doesn't feel comfortable, don't do that. Change, shift, try it a different way. Part of what we're doing with EIM is discovering what are the ways that our bodies move best for our bodies by paying attention to our biomechanical design and feeling as we're moving through space, how it feels as we're moving through space. But as we're moving through space, our hands are our guides, and we're exploring our near sphere. And we're also getting a sense for planes. So we've got a horizontal plane. We've got our vertical plane. We've got diagonal planes. And when we're moving, we're exploring these different planes. And what is the most comfortable way to move through these planes? And we don't really have to think about what we're doing so much or where we're going to go because we don't know. It's all new territory that we're exploring. We don't need to know where we're going. All we need to do is pay attention as we're going to how it feels. And check in with our feet. How are they lined up with our knees? Are we hinging and bending at our hips? As we're bending, when we're bending, are we supporting our spines with the muscles all the way around our centers? But more importantly, am I breathing through my nostrils as I'm doing this exploration and moving? The more slowly we move, the more stabilizer muscles we engage to help support that motion. It can be more challenging to move slowly than it is to move quickly. But when we learn to do motion slowly, whenever we do it quickly, we do it more effectively and efficiently and more gracefully. So it's worth it to practice going slowly, really slowing things down. Because we can, with practice. If you notice your breath rate increasing, slow down and focus on your breath and slowing down your breath. Part of how our bodies register and understand when we're in trouble or in danger is based on our breath rate. So when our breath is slow and calm and steady, our nervous systems understand that we're safe, we're not in danger. And when our breath rate accelerates, then our nervous system may think that we might be in danger because our carbon dioxide tolerance is going lower. It's getting lower the more quickly that we're breathing. Carbon dioxide is what comes out when we exhale. And carbon dioxide is important. It's not only a waste product, it's what lets us know when it's time to take our next breath in. If we pause for a moment after our exhales, before we take in the inhale, we can help increase our carbon dioxide tolerance. And then by consciously training ourselves to take a slow breath in as our inhale, so our noses can filter more air as well as produce nitric oxide. The more our bodies know that we're safe and we're aware, we're okay. We don't need to look out for danger because we can think about our breath and we can breathe fully. And if we can breathe fully and calmly, then we're okay. And if we're okay, then we can relax. Our bodies don't need to hold tension. So by practicing steady breathing as we practice our EIM, consciously thinking about it, we're training ourselves to practice steady breathing even when we're not practicing our EIM and when we're not necessarily thinking about it. And with EIM, you don't have to make sure that you're doing the exact same thing from one side to the other. You don't have to remember any moves. Every day is different. Every practice is different. Every time you EIM, it's a different EIM. But we still stick to the structure based on those foundations of paying attention to our breath, paying attention to our center and how we're moving, paying attention to our base foundation. They're kind of like our side view and rear view mirrors. When we learn to drive a car, we don't only look at what's in front of us, we're also looking at the rear view mirror to see what's behind us and the side view mirrors to see what's going on beside us. So we're learning to look at our breath view mirrors and our center view mirrors and our foot view mirrors while we stay in motion. And what's more important is paying attention to what those mirrors are doing and picking up than exactly how we're moving. And does it feel good when you're moving? Does it feel pleasant to move in a particular way? Is it fun? If it is, do that. Just don't do it for too long, because anything that we do for too long doesn't necessarily benefit us. Even a good thing can be not so much of a good thing if we do it for too long. So we mix it up. That's the same thing with EIM. We're constantly changing and shifting and moving. And moving as gently as we can through space if we want to. So the more gently that we move, the less impact we put on our bodies. But also, the more our muscles have to work to hold that motion and keep us stable, because as we're moving gently, we're also maintaining the planes of motion that we're moving through. Sometimes I like to follow my hands with my eyes. And I find that when I follow my hands with my eyes, my body then follows the motion more easily with my entire body. Because what's very interesting is that where our eyes go, our bodies follow. So if I know, Maybe you'll notice if you're riding a bicycle, if you turn your head to the left, sometimes you end up steering to the left. Turn your head to the right, you steer to the right. And it's not anything that we're doing on purpose, it's just that where our eyes go, our bodies go. So we can use that as we're practicing our aim. And look at our hands, which are our guides, and that's what level O is. Level O is getting to know our guides, which are our hands as we get familiar with our near sphere. And while you're practicing your aim, if you want to, you can add intention to it, which means that you can add a wish if you would like. If you want to send love out to the world as you're practicing your aim, you can. If you want to send appreciation out into the world as you aim, you can. If you want to send happiness out into the world while you aim, you can. Because it feels good to send out happy thoughts to the world and to the people that we care about. And also to the people that we don't care about, because they need happy thoughts too. So every day, I want you to practice some level O, getting to know your guide, getting familiar with paying attention to your breath, checking in, and if sometimes when you catch it and you notice that you're breathing through your mouth instead of your nose, that's okay. As soon as you become aware of it, just start breathing through your nose. If you notice your feet are way out like this or way in like that, sometimes that's okay. Just notice it and shift and adjust. It's all right. We're slowly training our autopilots to move through space the most effective and efficient ways. And the way that we train our autopilots is as gently and kindly as possible and with as much love as we can. Because our autopilots are us. So, to finish out, I want to do some vagalizing. Vagalizing helps support vagal tone. And our vagal nerve runs from behind our ears, from our brain, through our bodies. Vagal, vagus, 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 because it's a vagabond nerve. It travels very far in our bodies and it sends information from this part of our body up to this part of our body. And it's important because it helps us to rest and digest. It's part of our parasympathetic nervous system. So when we want to calm down, we can engage our vagal nerve by making sounds. And so we can do what I like to call laughing vowels, because laughing stimulates vagal toning, humming stimulates vagal toning, deep conscious breathing, diaphragmatic breathing stimulates vagal toning. And we'll do different stuff, different times. So right now we're going to do laughing vowels. These are fancy laughing vowels. They go, oh, and then we've got the creepy laughing vowels. Here you go. So when we do our laughing vowels, then maybe they make us laugh for real. Whether or not they do, doesn't matter. We're still getting the benefits of the vagal toning. We can also hum through our noses and just go. You can hum with whatever sounds come around you if you like. But humming does help to calm down the system because it stimulates that vagus nerve, super important. So through laughing, through singing, we can help support our bodies. And through our shimmy, help shake off tension, wacky arms, and wacky stands for we are consciously kind. Yes, we are collectively kind ones because we're wacky wackos when we're shaking around. So I hope that you enjoyed lesson 1 of 36 classes if you choose to follow the elementally intuitive movement path. I also have free support at Ko-fi, ko-fi.com/elementallyfun. So check that out, get some more information, and it'll help support your practice here if you decide to continue on with this KidPass course. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy this. I'm enjoying it. Thank you.